Just jumped off the tractor. Just jumped off. Her face is full of mud and dirt and blood and brimstones. Just jumped off the tractor to jump in here, throw a quick vid out real quick. Let me know how the audio be. Let me know how the audio be, B. Look at that fish on the wall. Look at that fish. Oh, man. Full of dust and dirt. Been mowing 28 acres all day, son. All day, son. Wait for a couple people to jump in. Time is it? It's Miller time. Got my farmer tan going on. Where's everybody be? Where's everybody be? Share. Create post. That was weird. That was weird. Red elephants in the background. That was weird. Waiting for some folks to jump in. Oh, man. All dirty. All dirty. Just gonna get rambunctious on this. Maybe I just go live later. Celebration chat. We are waiting. There's no way to share chats anymore like Google Hangouts or G+. G+ used to be able to jump in here, start something up, and then share it. What's this mess? What is this mess? Now I know how the slaves felt when they got released, when they became free. Do. Now they're starting to trickle in. They're starting to see it. They're starting to see there's a chizzy up. Sound off. Sound off if you're there. Sound off. I just ran in, jumped off the tractor. All dirty faced. Out here working, putting in work. Long days. Long days. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. What up, Sparks? What up, Stan? So my lawyer just called to let me know that case is dismissed. So they had the wrong fucking guy. They had the wrong GUI. Obviously, like I maintained from the beginning. So all this should be going by the wayside and back to, doing what I do, which is fucking not giving a shit. And I'm real fucking tired of all the bullshit. Yeah, buddy. What up, Liberty for All? Shout out to Liberty for All. He's a big reason I was able to close that gap and pick up a lawyer. So shout out to Liberty for All. Liberty for All, he's always, man, he's been there for a hot minute, helping me out. To me it's crazy. I put the call out to the subscribers, and the subscribers are always there to help through years, through years since Bundy Ranch, you know, folks helped out. The first time they put this bullshit charge on me or try to put a bullshit charge on me, you know, the subs were there to help me get through that. You know, I take all my personal monies and wrap it up into trying to defeat these idiots. You know, I don't know what to say anymore, honestly. So it's got to be done with the politics for me, anyways. For whatever reason, I got a target on my back, and they think it's fun to mess with me. But the lawyer just called. Charges are dropped, dismissed. Gonna talk to him later in the week about, you know, going out on the offensive now. See if we can't go after the investigator that fumbled this whole shit. Go out there and clear my name because they put my damn picture in a thing when I you know, when they arrested me. They put my picture in the thing, try to make me look like a criminal. Took my DNA. What up, bikes? Took my DNA because they were trying to charge me with a felony. So they took my DNA. Not to say they didn't have my DNA already. They got my DNA. Military, so they got my DNA. But the bail bondsman, having to get a lawyer, all that needs to be recouped for somebody else's mistake. And then I'd like my picture like on the front page of the newspaper or somewhere in one of the pages of the newspaper saying, "Hey, we fumbled this and we fucked up, and we made it right by shooting him like 30 grand." I just jumped off the tractor, had to come in, break the news to everybody. There, I don't know. I could delve into this a little deeper. I want to be, well, not so much. Dang, look at you. What up, Walter? Who else is out there? Bikes, Stan, Liberty, Jay Sparks, Stan. Not even mostly that I want to be done with the politics. Yeah, bikes. Yep. Not even that that I want to be done with. I mean, I don't know. At this point, there it looks like. What's up? What up, Leo? At this point, it looks like they're going after fools just for being boogaloo boys. You know what I mean? It's as far as you know, as everything looks to me on the outside, inside, however you want to describe it, is that even though Trump's in, nothing has changed. If you shoot a protester or somebody who attacks you, you will be arrested, not the protesters. If you're a truck driver and you drive through a bunch of people that are trying to break your windows and Reginald Denny your ass, you're going to get charged for driving through the protesters. I mean, we are in upside down fucking world right now. The communists have been fully empowered. The communists have been fully just given a free pass to do whatever the fuck they want. I don't have a civil case against them. I got to. I'm gonna talk to the lawyer. We're gonna talk about this more. What up, Stinger? This is just kind of an update that no trial, no nothing, not even an arraignment. My lawyer did his job. He talked to me also about trying to. What up, Dead Winter? He talked to me also about trying to just seal this shit up in Vegas. That's going to take a Vegas lawyer, and that's going to take more money. But where we are in the atmosphere of things, I want to give a quick rundown. I don't want to spend an hour trying to explain all this. What up, big city? So they're going after patriots. They're going after people that defend themselves. They're going after people that are not leftists. No matter how much Trump and how much you want to believe in Trump and all that, is that Trump's going to go after Antifa. He's going to go after... No. Yeah, Rooster. Free and clear. Today. Charges dismissed. I have my proof. I got my lawyer. Shit's fucking being hammered out. And then We'll see if we can't take it to the people who fucked this up and see if we can't recoup some of this lost money. And like I said, if anybody been following the fucking story, for a lot of people they know, you know, I came out to Arkansas with $950 in my pocket. I'm gonna delve into a whole fucking fuckery of fucks here in a second, but I want everybody to understand my reasoning and everything like that. Why? I'm just done. I've been asked by my family for years. I've been asked by my wife for years to be done with the politics, to stop putting a target on my back and on my family's back and all that kind of shit. So I'm done. After this is done. Yeah, well, I'll give people updates on what happens going forward from here, but I'm done. I'm done, tired, and I'm tired. I'm not only done, but I'm tired. I'm tired of telling people that the communists have to be hung. I'm tired of telling people that the politicians need to be hung, that the corrupt tyrants of this country need to be hung. There is no way around it. High punishment for high treason. Death is the only penalty, and nobody's about to hand that out. Trump ain't locking up the swamp. He's not draining the swamp. He's not playing 14D chess. He doesn't have Q in his back pocket. The only Q he has in his back pocket is queer, homo, gayness. All he has, if Trump reached into his back pocket on live TV and pulled out what's in his back pocket, it'd be a dildo that's connected to his ass. What up, Alpine? Trump is as gay as they come. I don't care if nobody likes me anymore because what I say, because I've remained, you know, very consistent in the fight for liberty. I didn't know everything. I still don't know everything, but I put the facts out there. I tell people how it is. I let everybody know, you know, what needs to be done, etc. And all I've done is put my family in a hole, put myself financially in a hole, put a target on my back for law enforcement to mess with me from here to the fucking Mississippi and back. So I'm done. Not only that, I get emails, right? I get emails from fucking weirdo fucks. I was gonna wait till this whole thing gets dismissed. That way I could delve into this. Whoever S. Gunner is, whether it's a long time stalker sub, whether it's a Fed, whether it's Detective Meade back in Vegas, whether it's some fucking out of shape corrections officer, whoever that guy is, and people like him emailing me. This fool sent me a novel telling me to tuck tail and run, saying, take all that money you saved up to buy land and go back to Las Vegas. I don't want to see you in prison. I don't want to see you be somebody's bitch and braiding somebody's. He went on and on. He wrote a novel about a homosexual fantasies that he has about people going to prison and being raped and all this other shit. He wrote this manifesto that I should put his ass on blast and put it in a video about how he trading sex for cigarettes and all types of shit, and they're building a case against me. They're coming to get me, blah, blah, blah. People like that are fucking psychotic. S. Gunner. For some reason, the name sounds familiar, but I have no fucking clue who you are. And don't email me no more. I got you fucking sent straight to spam. Reported your fucking homosexual fantasies. The way you talked was like some fag, homosexual, just disgusting, you know? And people are just disgusting. People, you know, would like to see me burn. People would like to see me rot. People would like to see me locked away for the rest of my life with no voice to speak. People would love to see me taken away from my kids. People would love to see me taken from my wife. People would love to see me taken from this beautiful Arkansas dream I'm living. People would love to see me with a gun to the back of my head on my knees begging. People would love to see that. There is literally people out there like that that want to see me fucking dead. And I never did anything. I never did anything. All I did was expose the truth for what it was. Yeah, you know, every time that I ever got on here, I did it to energize people, to tell people like, dude, I've been asleep for mad years. I thought I knew what the truth was. I was wrong. I didn't know what the truth is. And now that I know what the truth is, I'm trying to be I'm trying to be awesome, and I'm trying to spread the truth to everybody that can hear my voice, everybody that'll listen to me. Yeah, I called people fags along the way, and I called them derogatory terms because, you know, if you're a tyrant, or if you're enabling tyranny, or if you're just a non-liberty loving communist, then you deserve to be called these things, because the communists and the enemy are calling us way worse things, and they're plotting our demise in way worse ways than we would ever. The left is so hateful. Let's just go with the left and the right. We're not doing this left-right paradigm bullshit. The left and the right is so hateful. The right is so hateful towards the left. The left is so hateful towards the right. I don't care, you know, like, I don't care. Kill each other, eat each other, chop each other up into barbecue, and eat each other, for all I give a shit. But all I'm saying is, I took the time out of my life for 10 years almost to put myself out there butt naked, all by myself. Nobody aligned themselves with me. Somebody might have gave me a thumbs up, somebody might have gave me a kudos, but nobody. Even when we did the dragon, I was butt naked on the 50-yard line by myself, because I held I'm still going to make videos, Stinger. They're just not going to be politics. They're going to be about fucking birds and lizards and shit. But, you know, like, even back in the day, I held a more radical view because I came from the left, and I tried to pound this into people's heads. Like, I know what the left wants. I know what they were thinking. I know what the communists wanted, and I know what they want, because I was right there riding alongside them, all brainwashed and fucked up. So I always came from the heart, wore my heart on my sleeve, got myself into trouble, got myself into arguments with people that I'm friends with today. You know, back then they didn't even agree with me. A lot of folks didn't agree with me who are friends with me now. You know, they see that, yeah, I was right. And a lot of them have admitted, like, dude, yeah, you were right. You were like a totally ahead of your time and everything. And it's only because I'm just a realist. I just see what's written on the wall. You know, and I'm still telling people. I talked to my mom today, and I told my mom, like, I don't know what I gotta tell my mom. Like, do I have to plead with her with tears in my eyes? And mom, like, get the fuck out of the city, abandon the city, and get out. Drop everything. I don't want to hear about job. I don't want to hear about money. Whatever. We can make shit happen as a team, as a family, friends, people that I try to tell the same things to, you know, like, a lot of people I align myself with now are already out of the system. They're already off the grid. So, you know, we have a lot in common. You know what I mean? Like, I'm totally off the grid. I'm so deep in the woods that, like, motherfuckers complain out here about fucking bugs and snakes and all types of shit. And it's like, yo, we are so deep in the woods. Like, your complaint is silly. You should take that shit to the Hyatt, you know? They don't got this shit going on at the Hyatt. You might get some bed bugs at the Hyatt. But I'm just saying, I've sacrificed everything. I sacrificed my whole life, man. I sacrificed everything. I sacrificed my relationship with my kids, with my wife, you know, and I put every little bad thing that's happened to me on the internet too, which hasn't been the greatest things, you know. It's made me kind of like look a little bit like a shitty person, because I'm quick to like air out grievances and put it all out there, when I should just shut my mouth and let shit either resolve itself or wait for shit to like pan out a little bit. But I'm a very emotional person. If anybody knows me, I'm very emotional, as far as like, you know, you don't tell me it's time to fight, or I don't see that it's time to fight, and then I'm able to draw back real easily and be like, all right, well, we just need to calm down. No, I'm quick to like jump in the shit and get muddy. And that shit's cost me everything. Like it's literally cost me everything. And who knows if this is just a glitch in the matrix with what happened out here, but it's over with. And now I can move on. I could do other things. I could let somebody else take this position, of being butt naked on the 50-yard line all by herself. So So I don't know how good the reception is back here. I got a guest up front, so can't can't really go ham up in the front room. But I've done it for mad years. I've done this. I've carried the torch for mad years. Every time I said I'd do something, I fucking did it. Every time that, you know, I every time I made a decision that everybody didn't agree with, I just still stuck to God. I stuck to my gut. I stuck to what I knew was right. And, you know, all of this, I have to be thankful to God. I have to be thankful to God. Thanks, Bikes. I have to be thankful to God. I have to be thankful to a handful of people too that pushed me. Fucking Bikes is, I always give him shout outs no matter how much shit I give him and everything, because without Bikes telling me about this place, I wouldn't be in this place. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be. Look at all these fucking squirrels. I don't know if you could see them through my dirty ass window, but there's a ton of them out there. But Bikes is the one that put this seed in my head of this place where I am now, where I'm succeeding, where I'm able to put some money away. Yeah, I had a fucking I had a I can't think of the word. Fucking why can't I think of it? I had a situation that sucked that set me back a little bit, but YouTube, I put the call out to YouTube, and there's like 3 4 people, 3 4 people that fucking don't even think about it, that say, is he gone? What do you want? Oh, my phone's about to die, but yeah, I got chiggers. But what I've learned about being out here so deep in the woods is you keep off from the knees down, the feet to the knees, keep off on you, and you could pretty much run around and have your way with the woods. You can't get in real tall weeds. You stay away from real tall weeds. That's where the ticks like to be. The chiggers are in the grass, kind of the tall grass, but we put down granules to take care of those. So I've had them, and they're whatever. The ticks are the only thing I'm just disgusted by. I can't stand. But only had a couple ticks so far this year. I wear boots. I wear those rebel Durangos, or those Durango Rebels, whatever they are. I wear those boots everywhere because them boots come up almost to your fucking knee. So I got my cowboy boots, and those help big time. Or I just put the off on, but you know, lots to be thankful for. Lots of people that I'm like the type, I just give credit where credit's due. So, shout out to Bikes, shout out to Saints and Sappers, shout out to Don, shout out to JJ McKay, shout out to else was in those chats telling me to go east. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's just you just try to do what you can do, with what you got, but Definitely see if we can't recoup all that bread lost in this struggle. If I can't, it won't be the end of the world, even though the end of the world is clearly in rotation. It's clearly this country is going down the toilet like all the way. So you can see they're going after people that are going to be like me. So just have to quit. And then, like I said, it doesn't help to get emails from psychopaths about prison rape and telling me to pack up and go back to Vegas, and I don't have my dad here to save me, and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. It's insane that that guy would put that email out to me, and somehow in his brain, whether he's trolling me, yeah, they're trying to take this ship down. But I don't know. We will reassess with due time and everything. But I really wanted to let everybody know, I never been perfect. I never had all the answers, and I never did everything the right way. A lot of stuff I do the wrong way. Yeah, Rooster. I mean, it's in my fucking email, and that's what I get for putting my email out there to people. But if he's watching this, which I'm guessing he's going to, and he does because he fucking had every little detail except for talking about money I had in my pocket, which I don't, and just some intimate details that sound like a cop or Fed or some oversized CEO or just somebody that just got way too much time on their hands. And for that person to think that I would receive that email and send them a thanks back or something is insane. And I should probably put that email out there just so some psycho comes around me. I mean, it's YouTube, and I don't even have, what do I have, like almost 5,000 subs. And to think that the cops would mess with me so much, that people would mess with me so much, that it's just insane on such a small channel that I would be messed with on so many levels. And it's like, it's only so much that the family will tolerate. And you know my mom tells me, what up, Steve? My mom tells me all the time, she tells me, like, since probably did my first 10 YouTube videos, she's like, you can't do that. You know, she's told me for almost 10 years, she's like, I know how you are and everything, and you're fucking super smart and all that, but you just can't do that. Like, you won't get away with it because it's just, you don't get away with talking about the government like that. You don't. And you tell me it's 90 today. It's 90 with like whatever percent humidity. It's pretty rough outside, but you tell me who's gonna come save me, who's gonna get my back, who's gonna stand by my side, you know? Like Lavoy Finicum was 100 times the man I am. 100, with character that stretched for miles. And me, I'm kinda like an asshole. And nobody rescued Lavoy. Nobody came to Lavoy's rescue. Nobody helped him. Nobody was there for him. Nobody was there for his family. People are still not there for his family. Nobody did anything after he was murdered out on that lonely highway. And that was really, Lavoy Finicum was a realization to me. And I put out that video, that Justin Woolley lost his mind over, and then he went Justin Woolley, but he was all upset that I was done with folks back then. You know, I was done with folks back then when they let that Lavoy Finicum stuff happen. When a man like that could just be left to the wolves like that. You see what character this country has, and it's not much. And it's not to say that every person, I don't generalize in the way like it reflects everybody that's in this country, but that could be any of us. That could be any of us standing out there butt naked on the 50-yard line. If anybody ever uses that terminology, I'm suing them. Suing them for plagiarism. Because I've been saying that for like 8 years, standing out there butt naked on the 50-yard line. And if that doesn't put an analogy or whatever in your head, a picture in your head that you can see, you know, it it's crazy. And that could be any of us. That could be any of us standing up for what we think is right, and not even our own brothers and sisters will come and get our back. Not people that swear that they were down to go all the way with you, this, that, and the other. There'd be more people standing in line to set you up and sell you out and shoot you in your back than there will ever be to help you and get your back with the way everything is. You know, the whole thing that happened in Oregon at Bundy Ranch, it was full of informants and just full of people looking to do a good cause wrong. Why? Because the government actually fears folks standing up against them that are smart, you know, and that have ground to stand on. They feared people like Martin Luther King. They feared people like Malcolm X, you know, they feared people like the Bundys. They feared people like Lavoy Finicum. Anybody that can stand up and lead a big group of people, you know, with fact, you know, the government sees that as, you know, they described Malcolm X as the Black Messiah. Well, they described in their talkings that Malcolm X, that the feds feared the Black Messiah, a black person. What up, Canuck? They feared a black person that could rally black people and get them all off of the plantation and lead a rebellion against the federal government. And it doesn't matter, you know, like we haven't seen the notes for all the other groups, but the government definitely fears anybody that can rally the troops against them. You know, it doesn't matter if you're the smallest guy or the biggest guy with the biggest voice, the smallest guy with the smallest voice, whatever. The government fears anybody that can rabble rouse and really put excitement into people. And when my channel took off in going from 2012, from like 50 subscribers. Hey, thanks, Poison. You know, like you get people okay, like 100 subscribers, not even 100 subscribers, you know, and it blows up, the channel blows up, the channel goes from like 100 subscribers to Bundy Ranch with, it was like 6 months, whatever. The channel jumps. It goes all the way from like 100 subscribers to like 3,000 subscribers. And around Bundy Ranch, I already had 3,000 subs with everything that had gone on. And so from then till now, I've only gained like 1,500 subs. So you're talking like 2,000 to 2,500 subs in the first 6 months. Well, fast forward past 6 months, because I started in like 11 to 2012. But as soon as 2014 hit and I had 400 subs, we had to look through and see. But bam, it takes off. It goes overnight because I was pulling no punches. I was telling people like, look, the fight is here. This is who is the enemy. This is what we can do. This is how we can rally. We were doing the Green Dragon Tavern chats, and I was the one in the chat that everybody was like, fucking Tony, you can't talk like that. Guys would pull me aside. We'd be in the side chats or the private chats. They were like, Tony, you can't fucking talk like that. You can't, it's not like that. You can't say shit like that. And those guys know who they were. I'm not dissing on them. I'm not talking mess and none of that. I'm just saying, I was told back then that my antics were ahead of their time and just, you know, crazy. My own mom told me, she's like, you can't say shit. My mom, I remember vividly, always I'll remember my mom telling me, like, that's the kind of shit they killed JFK over. And my mom doesn't even have the whole bigger picture, but she gets, like, you cannot talk against the government like that. And that was like 10, 15 videos in when she first seen my channel and was like, you can't fucking do that shit, you know? And you know, my wife's been telling me for fucking years and years, like, I like, stop, like, quit doing it, you know. So I put a lot of people through hell unintentionally, but you know, I guess I never Even though I felt like I knew the bigger picture, I didn't know the bigger picture until now. And the federal government will stop at nothing. You know, the federal government will stop at nothing as far as people that they fear. They don't fear the left because the left doesn't have a leg to stand on. None of their stuff is grounded in facts. And when people finally wake up to the communist revolution, maybe it'll be overthrown, maybe it'll never happen, maybe it'll go all the way. I don't know. But the left has not anything to stand on. They're not speaking in any truth. They have no hardline facts, and it's like the fiat currency that our country is dependent upon. It's false, it's fake, it's lukewarm. And people will not, yeah, immediately they'll rally behind that, but once they find out they're full of shit. What up, N. Urson? You know, or Anderson. You know, people are not going to back the Black Lives bullshit. All that money's going towards the Democrats. I mean, I could spend all day on this. I could spend years on this, and it doesn't go nowhere. But the government actually fears people that have the facts, that have the truth, that have all that shit behind them. You know, you cannot just piss in the dark and stick one up on the board and the feds are going to be scared. The feds will only be scared of people that they think can rally the troops. They can really rally people that's based in fact, someone who gets the whole bigger picture, you know? Like I know for a fact, and I don't mean to the fucking word I'm looking for. I can never think of the words I'm looking for at the time when I need to use them. I don't mean to digress or just go down some weird rabbit hole or try to be funny or anything, but I'll be here, Bikes. So looking forward to seeing you too, bro. I was telling the wife yesterday about it. But Tupac, come on, man. You know, like, they never figure out who killed Tupac off, one street east of the busiest street, busiest, one of the busiest intersections in the whole world with the most cameras. Even back then in the 90s, they had, what up, Rupert? Even back then, they had cameras everywhere, and they had the whole deal that led up to Tupac getting killed, but they didn't have where Tupac got killed. And the crime scene was never sealed. The crime scene, they allowed people to drive through the crime scene till like the next day before they started doing forensics and all that shit. The government killed Tupac. Biggie, I guess, maybe he moved people, but Tupac, when you go back and listen to Tupac, what up, Chavez? Yes, I'm good to go. I'm a free man. Tupac, even when you go back and you watch his interviews and shit, he's fucking brilliant. He's so brilliant, you know? He's just so fucking brilliant, ahead of his time. Again, this is a guy that was igniting a whole coast, and even after the fact, after he died, was igniting the whole world and getting people to think. His mother was a Black Panther, right? I don't really fall into the Biggie thing. I mean, I guess they could have taken Biggie out too, but for sure, if I was a betting man, gambling man, I would say $1,000,000 on the fact the government took out Tupac Shakur because of the roots he came from. His mother was in prison for being a Black Panther. He was rebellious. Everything he spoke, when they would do an interview with him, he was so articulate. He was a smart dude. And even stuff he says in these interviews way back in the day resonates now. I'm not saying everything he ever said was perfect or anything like that, but I guarantee you, betting man, they took him out. Just like the government took out Malcolm X, just like they took out Martin Luther King. The crazy part about Martin Luther King is he's a peaceful dude, and they still took out a peaceful dude. I've always been peaceful. I mean, I've advocated for lobbing off communist heads and politicians heads. So I mean, I don't know that I'm so peaceful, but I don't know, folks. Cheers. I don't know where we go from here, but I'm able to beat another one. I'm able to get out of this. And if anybody wants to know how it went, is they had the fucking total wrong guy. They had They had some other guy, whether somebody else is using my information or whatever, but they got some other totally, they got some guy totally, whoever they're looking for was not me. And for them doing that to me, like, we'll try to go on the offensive and see what we can recoup, but I don't expect nothing from the government other than failure and flaws and BS and lies and what up, Tim? And like most of these chats I've been doing, most of these little ones I've been doing and everything, I just I just try to express nothing but positivity to all the people that held me down. Everybody that I see here in the chat, maybe except for two, three people, have been watching my videos, supporting me, had nothing but kind words to say, and those are the great people. Those people are good, People are good. People want to be good, and I get it. I could ramble on forever about how fucked up this country is, but if anybody's not out of the city, yeah, I'm still Tactical Tony. It's just, I don't know, I've been fooling with it. It was Trebuchet, then it was Trident Tony. I'm doing Trident Tony because, I don't know, I'm on the water now. I'm on the water, in the water, like a fish. Hanging out with Poseidon. Everything is everything is in motion to go straight down the toilet. And if everybody's just joining and didn't see the beginning, I got shit all on my face because I just came off the tractor. I'm out there working on the yard and shit and getting all greasy, getting all dirty, covered in dirt and shit. But, I tried. Like, we're talking like 9 years easily that I've been trying to be consistent, with liberty. Liberty for everybody, not just for some, but liberty for everybody. I've come around on some stuff that I didn't believe in the beginning, but if it's in the way of liberty, if anybody's being denied liberty for whatever reason, it's not right. The only person that can deny you liberty is God, and God's not going to deny you your inherent right on this earth to live and have liberty. He's just not going to do that. So no tyrant, no judge, no police officer, nobody could take that away. I don't care who they think they are. And that's just the message I've tried to deliver for all these years. And maybe it's much more refined now, maybe it's not so, there was those years where I fucking drank a whole bunch. I lost my cousin. My cousin got murdered in the streets of Las Vegas. The cops of Las Vegas tried to take everything from me. I mean, everything from me. They took all the money out of my pocket. There was months, there was years where I was eating beans and rice, and I didn't want to be eating beans and rice. I wasn't hunkering down so I could save some money eating beans and rice. I was eating beans and rice. What's up, Miss B Stacy? Hey, hey. I was eating beans and rice because they broke me. They made me so fucking broke I couldn't afford to pay attention. And that's what the Clark County law enforcement did as a whole. That's what Detective Meade did as a whole. Him and his Gestapo bullshit, Bundy Ranch, them following me around, Lavoy Finicum going to his funeral. Does everybody remember? I was at his funeral. Me and 10 Round were at his funeral. Me, my wife, 10 Round, and his wife were at that funeral, watching that man in that casket, in that pine box that they put him in. They filled him full of holes. And all he did was stand up for liberty. All he did was stand up for you and me. That's all he did, you know? More than any soldier did going overseas and getting shot for some other country. Lavoy Finicum lived it. He was the epitome of everything what a patriot is, and so on and so forth, I mean, how could I not be a wreck? How could I not be a paranoid wreck for all those years, for what the government put me through? How could I not be a total wreck of paranoia, watching my back when they pulled me out of my car and they threatened me and they put latex gloves on and they went through all my shit and they called my boss and they tried to get me fired and they told me I was going to lose my kid kids that I was going to go to prison for 10 to 15 years after they put me in a hotel suite with a fake documentary crew and tried to get me to admit to stuff that I had no intention on admitting to, you know, try to get me liquored up. How could I not be that person that some people will now in these later years ridicule me for, you know? You know, oh, you were a heavy drinker and this, that, and the other. Like, motherfucker, what would you do? You know, I was under the eye of the fucking of the FBI, hardcore, all in my shit. I'm gonna have to charge. I don't even think I'm going back to yard work. You know, like how could I not be that? How could I not? You know, my life was a wreck. They took everything from me, you know. My fucking neighbors poisoned my dog. I mean, this is before or this is after the fact of all the bullshit, but I mean, Vegas. Vegas took everything from me, tried to destroy me, and this is like where I'm born and raised at. This is my home. Well, Vegas was my home is what I'm saying. Vegas was my home. Can you imagine your own home police force trying to put you away for the rest of your life? You know, like anybody want to know problem is or was, I can explain it. You know, I can explain it. A police force gone rogue, you know, in Las Vegas, where I'm born and raised. I got 702 on my fucking arm. Those cops out there have no allegiance to Las Vegas. I see them get up there and they talk all the time about community and blah blah blah. Whoa, shout out to Steve. Damn, Steve. Appreciate it, brother. Dollars in fines, just in fines. That's not including me like always been the first trial. And I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what's always kind of made it hard to like go away. You know, because the support is there. The support for me to run my mouth, you know, this guy in the email, he says that I run my mouth 24/7 and I have all law enforcement looking at me and blah blah blah. Maybe he's right about the law enforcement all looking at me, etc., whatever. But for him to say the way he said it, like I run my mouth 24/7, there's not just shit pouring out of my mouth. I'm just speaking truth. I'm just speaking against the tyrants, you know, and that's what makes it hard to go away from YouTube. Um, I know. Do some type of deal where you got to subscribe or something. Then it's gay because you got to make people pay and stuff to be subscribed. I don't, you know, I don't know. I I've always said for hella years now, the only reason that I kept on going for this long is because of you guys, the subscribers. That's the only reason I've continued to put myself in a position to get in trouble, you know? And I didn't do nothing this time. So if anybody's new jumping in, they dismissed all charges today. Um, we're going to try to take it further, see if we can't get on the front page or one of the pages of the newspaper saying that they fucked up and so they can clear me, because they had no problem putting my picture on their website on the intake for arresting me. So it's weird. I was sitting there in the jail. I only spent an hour in jail this time, thank God. But I'm sitting there, you know, and like I get picked up. I can't believe it. They take me to jail. They process me and all that. And I'm sitting there in jail. And I'm like praying. I'm like God, like seriously, like what have I done? Like what am I really doing? What is my worst sin that I'm doing right now that's causing me to have to go through this? Like, I'm always trying to be a better husband. I'm always trying to be a better dad. I'm always trying to be a better son. I'm always trying to be a better father. I'm always trying to like do these other things now, now, especially, you're out in the country, you got so much time on your hands. You got a lot of time to think. You got a lot of time to put your thoughts and analyze what it is you're doing in life and how you want to live long now. You start getting older, you want to live long, and shout out to Steve to everything that he's been through. Steve's been through a lot, man. Steve is seen it all. He's a guy he's seen it all, and I still have something for you, Steve. I still got to get it to you. Every time I try to get shit going and get stuff, I get sidetracked and ask QC Hemp 420 how long it took me to send him his package. But I got a package for you, and it's something special, and I really want to get it to you. So I think I have your address still, and I don't know. I'm gonna send it out to you, and I hope it means the world to you. I try to think of things like for guys like Steve. Steve probably he has a lot of stuff. He's one of those guys that has a lot of things, and try to think like what would be special to him. So I think I have something for you that would be very special to you, and you know, um, I'm working off of this Wi-Fi signal. So this Wi-Fi, I'm surprised it's holding up. It's dial up, and I can't believe it's even holding up. And it's a good thing. But Steve even called me, and my reception sucks out here, so I haven't talked to him on the phone. But I need to give him a call. And he's just an overall good guy. He's one of those guys that been there like forever for me, forever, going way back. Just like old Marine Vaughn, who's not with us no more. What up, Big Dick Hannon? No, they never took them because they all fell off a boat. As soon as I got here, I got on a boat. I had the whole boat was loaded up with guns. I was thinking some pirate shit, and then wham! I hit this log and I lose everything in the ocean lake. And so yeah, there was nothing for them to take. But I don't know, man. I'm super grateful. I was sitting there in jail praying my ass off, like what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Show me what I'm doing wrong because you know I I've done a lot of fucked up stuff when I was younger, especially when I was like a leftist and like coming into my own and like done a lot of just fucked up shit to to a lot of people that didn't deserve it, and I didn't ever do it on purpose. T-Mobile don't work out here. That's the only bad thing. I've thought about hotspots, but there's no services out here that work. I'm so deep in the woods that like literally you got to do a hallelujah every time you can even get a line out. And it hasn't been a bad thing at first. It was bothering me, but it hasn't been a bad thing because I don't have to be connected to the BS world that we're living in. But um I just try to figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. I'm not perfect. I feel like Bundy Ranch and then Lavoie's funeral, like that, it changed me inside big time, because I had to sit there. I didn't have to, but I sat there. Two things that stood out to me at Lavoie's funeral: how many kids he had, and how many good things they had to say about their father, about how they talked about how much it didn't matter. He had tons of work, they were on the ranch and everything, but he always had time for all his kids. He had a ton of kids, but he had time for them. And his kids they all cried when they got up there, and they had nothing but good things to say about their father. And that was, I guess, the kind of thing that was in my head, like, man, like, this dude's like 100 times the man I am, and my kids have. Are we back? Are we still back? Are we back? Are we back? I don't know. We're good. We're good. We're counting again. So that stood out in my mind that like I definitely need to become a better person. Number two, the feds, they flew a prop plane around Lavoie's funeral the whole time, taking pictures of everybody's license plates and taking pictures of people and everything like that. At a man's funeral, they couldn't even stop their bullshit tyranny and their total treason against the American people. You know, they couldn't even freeze their treason for a man's funeral. They had to gather info on more patriots just for attending his funeral, you know? Like those two things stuck out in my mind. And you know, big shout out to 10 round. 10 rounds like one of my brothers, and what he's going through right now with his wife is totally unfair. I love that man like a brother. He's come out when I needed him and been there for me, and he's just overall he's just a good dude. I got kind of butthurt one time by something he said, but no, 10 round. He's a good dude. He's just a good guy. He's a good person overall. He's just a good guy, and what he's going through with his wife right now is just totally unfair. And I ask that all you guys send good prayers and good thoughts and stuff his way and for him and his wife. And if he wants to discuss it or if he has discussed it, I'll let him do that. It's not my place, but he's a good dude. He was there with me when we rolled up into Utah. He's one of those guys. Him and Tracy was there, and we rolled up into Kanab together. So I wasn't by myself, you know. And he's just a good dude, man. And he definitely doesn't deserve what's going on right now. So if you can, you know, any kind words, any nice things, any prayers you can for 10 round and his wife. He's a good guy, and I really appreciate everything he's always done for me. And like I said, all these folks, man, they all been here since I started, and that's what's pushed me and continued and made me able to keep going through the thick and the thin. And the best news I could just deliver today is that they dismissed all the charges, and we'll see where it goes from here. But I could tell you one thing: I'm done. I'm unplugging. I'm unplugging from society. It doesn't do anything but anger me. It doesn't do anything but make me run my big fat mouth like psychopath in the email says. You know, it angers me that people don't stand up for what is ingrained in them, what is given to them by God. I mean, you don't stand up for yourself. You don't stand up for your country. You don't stand up for your countrymen. What do you expect to happen? Where do you expect us to be? We are where we knew we would be, where we were forecasting that we were going to be. So, you know, it's BS. It's total BS what this country has devolved into, where we're going, and what can we do? You know, what can we do? I that question is rhetorical because I've offered lots and lots and lots and lots of you know options. I mean, there was me in HD, and I'm trying to think if there was one more person doing walks for the revolution. You know, it was me doing cartridge box talks and call to arms videos and all these things that they were like, dude, if you keep doing that, they're going to lock you away in a black hole somewhere. And all I did was repeat what's in the Constitution. All I've done is try to be a constitutional scholar, you know? I just there's no quarter for any of these enemies of the Constitution, any of these enemies of God, any of these people. There's no quarter, there's no mercy in my heart for these idiots, for these aliens, for these lizard people, whatever, these Illuminati, these banksters, these globalists, these Republicans and Democrats. There's just no love in my heart for any of them. It's just pure hatred, no mercy, no quarter, fucking Blackbeard style, you know? And so that's how I got myself in trouble every time. That's how I got myself in trouble at Bundy Ranch. That's how I got myself in trouble right after Bundy Ranch. That's how I got myself probably in trouble out here. I mean, maybe it's a fluke and they really messed up and it's just all bad on them and it just is what it is. And You know, it just is what it is, right? But if it's bigger than that, I don't know. I've burnt myself up and paranoid myself to the max and lost years and years of sleep, you know, wondering if it's all in my head. Are they really messing with me? Are they really? I can only imagine. Damn, I got so much shit in my face and in my eye. I can only imagine being Malcolm X or Lavoy Finicum, you know, and having a target on your chest, you know, a target on your back, a target on your back, because they'll shoot you in your back, you know. The Malcolm X thing is crazy. I always like, for hella months, have been trying to push people to look into the Malcolm X thing. Like, Cory Booker was friends with one of the guys that killed Malcolm X. And Cory Booker is still in politics. Booker is allowed to sit up there and make legislation and regulation and allowed to run his mouth about who's racist and who's not, this, that, and the other. Cory Booker is one of the biggest race trading, race baiting, piece of shit, tyrant, treasonous cunts ever to walk this planet. He is the Judas of the black that were friends with the shooters that killed Malcolm X, that set him up to get his people to turn on him, to get the Nation of Islam to turn on him, and then eventually murder him. If you're up there in Newark, you know, it did, and they did him dirty and had him murdered and covered it up and lied about it and knew about it and just went with the flow because they were complicit in government tyranny. They were scared of government tyranny. I don't know. But it's just despicable to know. And I guarantee you, there's somebody in the Lavoie circle. I guarantee you, like that dude that was driving the Jeep. I don't remember his name, but the informant dude. And he's such a disgrace, you know, to humankind, to patriots, to everybody. These people are never held accountable. The sneak thievery and the backdoor bullshit is so. That's the truly scary shit. I don't fear vampires. I don't fear zombies. I don't fear the bumps in the nights out in the woods. I don't fear hardly anything. The only thing I fear is the sneak thievery and the backdoor BS of the federal government. You know, that's what I truly fear because they have unlimited power, they have unlimited money, they have unlimited time to try to set you up and take you down and probably take your life from you and then lie to your families and then disgrace your name even after you're dead. So you could see where this is going with the government and all that. And for me, I've spoke on it for years. I've spoke on it for an hour right now. I spoke on it for so long, and I've endangered my own life. I've endangered my family's life, my family's name, all of that. You know, I've endangered and you know, like this guy says, I'm gonna put his ass on blast, sending me that email. You know, telling me I disgrace my family's name. I don't even remember half the shit he said, but all for being honest, you know, all for being honest. That's all I've ever tried to do is just be honest with everybody. You're out and then celebrate tonight that I'm a free out and then celebrate tonight that I'm a free man once again and just stay out of society. The best thing to do is stay out of society, but Cannibal Ox had this awesome was repeated the whole life. Mom used to, and so I don't know. I try to pride myself on not being a liar as I grew into a man, and so I always wore my heart on my sleeve, and I always just try to tell people what I thought and how I thought and where it was, and you know where the ball was in play in the game, you know, and that's all I ever tried to do. It's all I ever try to do with everybody I meet and everything like that, and you know, I take shit no matter what. I could do this totally positive thing right now, and there's going to be 15 bad comments, and I'll get emails because I'm a dumbass and I put my email up. But there's for 15 likes I got right now, for 15 people that love me, there's fucking 1,500 that hate me. I want to shout out. I'm going to do shout outs and I'm going to get out of here, but Poison Stinger, I don't know if anybody's ever met Poison Stinger, but he's a really good guy. I was able to meet him and his wife out in Vegas. They were in town and we had breakfast. It was a little short, a little meeting, but Poison Stinger, I'm glad to call him a friend. He's a really good guy. Um, he's just, I don't know. I guess you always think different of people, I guess, before you meet them. And when you meet people, they either are who you thought they were or they're not. And Russ has always, I always thought he was a nice guy. And I mean, when I met him, he's always, I mean, he's always been a good guy. And when I met him, he's a great guy. And his wife, you know, Heidi, she's super duper nice. She's like super nice. First, I think she has two personalities. She has the riddle girl, and then she has herself. But in real life, she is just a super sweetheart. And Rooster's always been around. Rooster's always been a good guy. Shout out to Anderson, Carlos, Alpine. Alpine's been around for so long. I remember Alpine's just been around forever. Always supported me, always had my back. Everybody that I'm naming off pretty much has always had my back. Rupert, what up? Chavez, she's always been just totally nice and loving. Miss B Stacy, she's the same way. She's always been awesome. Anderson, you're in Vegas? Steve, like I said, Steve is just a stand up guy, and the stuff that he's been through, no man should have to go through. You know, you can watch some of his videos and you'll know what I'm talking about. He's just an honest guy, he's just a nice guy, and I'd hate to be, I'd hate to be his enemy, especially back in the day when he was out there and in those Vietnam days, right, Steve? Tim's always been an honest, really cool guy. Stan, same thing. Wake Up Canuck, shout out, always been a good guy. And just, won't let me go back any further, but just, man, you guys are fucking awesome, you know? And I never, I guess, I don't know, I guess for some reason I always thought that God had my back. Like, not that I thought I was something special, but maybe I did, I don't know. But I always felt like God has always had my back, and I never really lost faith. Maybe I did for a little bit while I was in the military. Um, I don't know why. I guess at times shit seemed hopeless, especially being at sea. Shit seems hopeless. It drags on, and I don't know, man. But I guess we can all get each other's back and be positive towards each other. With the whole world full of shit, we can at least have each other's back and say kind things to each other. And it's almost like it's the rebellious thing to do, especially since everybody's an asshole. So, Liberty for All, glad you chimed in right at the end. Liberty for All's been there like 15 times for me. Big time on this one. Um, um, oh, I'm gonna miss her name. Denise, she's not in here right now, but she had my back. Valerie had my back. Big Ross, you know, and I truly am like truly. None of this is possible without God. Like, I don't care how nobody feels about it, and if they want to get butthurt or whatever, but God's always had my back, and I've always believed for the longest times. And I know it. I know He's there. And I know I don't pray as much as I should, and I should pray more. But none of this can all be lined up coinky dink. There's no way. I'm not a gambling person. I don't believe in luck at all. I don't believe in luck at all. Being from Vegas, I know what luck is, and luck is like hope. You know, luck is hope, hope is luck, and either of those are stupid. You know, you don't get nowhere without, you know, God. For me, I don't know about for anybody else, but for me, I don't get nowhere without God. You know, like marriage almost all the way down the toilet to be where it is now, where it's so great. This is probably the best me and my wife have ever done financially, relationship wise, everything. All we had to do was unplug from Vegas. That's all we had to do. I knew that's all we needed to do was unplug from Vegas. I knew that like we could prosper if we could just unplug from Vegas, if we could just unplug from the city and the commie stronghold. I knew if we unplugged from there and just purged ourselves from there, just fucking, you know, like going out of business sale, you know, going on tomorrow and you show up for the going out of business sale and there ain't no business, there ain't no sale, there ain't nothing but a hollow shell. There ain't nothing out there in that town for me. And I used to kind of get sad on it because that is my hometown and they took it away from me. But, you know, I see the people, I still see the news in Vegas. I still see the comments on Facebook of all the invaders that are in Vegas that fucking don't know up from down, and yet they're you know, philosophers on what it is to be in Vegas. Like, you're not in Vegas. That's not Vegas. That's not Nevada. That's not what Nevada was founded on. Nevada is a sovereign state, and we railed against everything that was California, and now it's just the total opposite. It's just an extension of California. And for anybody to tell me that I can't leave my city, for anybody to tell me that I need to go back to there, you have your head so far up your ass. It's a surprise that you can type out a message, because how can you even breathe with your head so far up your ass? There is nothing in Vegas. It is a lost hellhole, and that's putting it mildly and kindly. And I don't know, but there is no need for more political commentary. You know, yeah, the guy told me to pack up all my stuff and go back to Vegas. Like, I'll be safe there. Motherfucker, please. Yeah, I'm gonna put that email out. I actually was gonna call you on that, Russ. Maybe you could tell me who's send me that email, but we'll talk about that on another on a little private line. But there is nothing there for me. There's nothing for me in any of the cities. Where it is for me is here in Arkansas, one of the most constitutionally sound states in the whole United States, where people are, the way I talk and the way I think and the way I speak and everything like that is the same way that these people out here think. Same ideas and morals and constitutionally sound minds are out in this state. And I've never heard so many people talk like I talk until I came here. This is the most like-minded folks I've ever been around. And yeah, I don't have no family or friends out here, but you know, I'm working on it. I'm gonna recruit some family and friends out here. So shout out to everybody. Thank you for the overwhelming support, the overwhelming love. I can't thank everybody enough, especially, you know, helping me close that gap on that like 200-300 bucks I was short on getting a lawyer. I was able to bam get me a lawyer and he hammered it out. He knocked it out of the park. So I got good news today, and that's why we are cheers. Now I can get back out on the tractor, do some work. And I don't know, man. People watch this back. Watch this back. Play it. Play it for your kids. Play it for your grandkids. Yeah, I said some cuss words, but we can't shelter people. We can't shelter kids so much that they can't understand what it is to stand up and fight for what's right. Stand up, fight for liberty. And, you know, I always feared being butt naked on the 50-yard line by myself. And it seems like a lot of people are getting caught in that situation. So all we could do is kind of see where it goes from here. But I can tell you right now, if anybody thinks I'm worth anything, you must be out of the city. You must get yourself, you know, separated from society, from the grid, from everything. You must be so self-sufficient. If they click off the power and everything, they empty out the banks, or they bank holiday, or they send riots into the street, or they send people into the suburbs, you got to be able to fight for your life and give yourself the best. Just give yourself the best possibility possible. Give yourself the best scenario of winning. Dig yourself in so deep. Go into the woods. Don't be scared of being from the city and taking your ass out to the woods. And I don't know that every place is going to be as receptive as this place has been for me, but I could tell you right now, people have treated me really good here. They've accepted me. They know where I stand because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I don't pull no punches. I let motherfuckers know. And I hear motherfuckers talking just like me out here. So get yourselves out of the city. Get yourself self sufficient. Learn a trade that's going to help you survive, whether it's fucking gardening, whether it's being a bootleg surgeon. I mean, I don't know, but get yourself right in the fight. Get yourself able, you know, to lay them down when they start coming at you, because Trump is not going to save you. The Republican Party is not going to save you. Government is not going to save you. The police are not going to save you. Nobody's going to save you but yourself and the group that you make up, whether it's your family or whatever. You take care of yourself, and please listen to me. If you've ever listened to anything I ever said, get yourself out of the city. However you can do that, number one, and then go from there. Work your way past all the hurdles that'll come up after that, but get yourself out of the city. And like Stinger's saying right there, live free. I love all you guys, and there's no way I could have kept going on doing all this, running my mouth 24/7 if it wasn't for the subscribers. You guys are fucking awesome. And to all the feds and the police that tried to drag me down and destroy me and my family and threaten me and stalk me and all that, I'm gonna mind my own business. Go find somebody else to bother. Go find somebody else to listen to their YouTubes and their phone calls and their text messages and all that. I don't want no part of it. Love you.